What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you a review of the Kith and Asics Gel-Lyte 3 07 Remastered in this blush colorway. So a couple weeks ago I opened Instagram and I noticed I got a new DM. So I clicked into my messages and lo and behold, it was a DM from Ronnie Feig. Basically he said there was an up and coming Asics Kith collaboration that he wanted to share with me, so he asked for my size and address, and then late last night these arrived at my doorstep. So this is an up-and-coming colorway of the Asics Gel-Lyte 3, and just like their recent Gel-Lyte 3 releases, this is done in that 07 remastered form. And why it's called 07 is because it's a throwback to 2007, which is when Ronnie Feig first collaborated with Asics. So this remastered version is trying to bring back the look and the silhouette of how the Gel-Lyte 3 looked back in 2007. And if you compare it to a modern day Gel-Lyte 3, there are some pretty noticeable differences. So this pair is nicknamed the blush colorway, but other people are also calling it the invite only pair. So along with the shoes, it comes with a card, and Ronnie says that this is the first in the by invitation only release method. So that means this pair is not going to be sold in stores, it's not going to be available on Kith's website. You essentially have to be invited and be given a QR code which links you to a hidden page on the Kith app for you to be able to buy these. So beyond that, I don't have any details about the price, the release date, anything like that. So I would just follow Kith or Ronnie directly, as I'm sure they're eventually going to be posting something about this soon. So the official colorway for this shoe is Antler and Maroon, which I learned today is a sort of chestnut. And before we get into the details of this shoe, let's take a quick look at the packaging. So just like the recent 07 remastered Gel-Lyte 3s that Ronnie Feig has released, this comes in that same plain Asics box in a mix of gray and blue. So there's actually no Kith branding or Ronnie Feig branding on this box whatsoever. As for the shoe itself, so diving right into the details, on the toe box, this is covered in this dark pink colored suede, and this entire panel here is perforated. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have this peach colored suede, and we have these two diagonal cutouts on the lateral side, exposing a brown colored suede underneath. Covering the eyelets, we have this faded purple colored suede, and we have these two TPU eyelets in the middle in this tonal finish. Underneath this, we have the same shade of suede, but this panel here is entirely perforated, and then overlaid on top of this, we have the Asics stripes. This is done in more of a purplish brownish tone with this cream layer underneath. And then you can see we have more of that faded purple suede covering the bottom of the mid panel as well. Moving further down, you can see we have this wine colored suede which wraps around the bottom of the heel, and then pressed onto the lateral side. Here you can see we have Gel-Lyte 3 branding. And then above this on the heel, we have both Asics and Gel branding. On the bottom of the heel, we have a TPU heel clip, which gives you added structure and support for the back end of the sneaker. And then turning our attention back to the front, so in typical Kith and Asics fashion, these come with 3 different lace options. The standard lace that this comes with is a dark grayish purple flat lace, but they also come with a rope lace, along with a dark wine colored flat lace as well. But for me, I think the standard flat laces look the best, so that's what I'm going to leave mine with. Underneath this, in typical Gel-Lyte 3 fashion, we have this split tongue which splits right down the center of the shoe. And then on the lateral side of both feet, we have Ronnie Feig's last name embroidered on both shoes. The interior of the shoe is entirely covered in this dark pink terry cloth finish, giving it a very cozy feel. And then the insole is covered in the same material as well, and then pressed onto the heel, we have Asics and Kith co-branding. And just like any other 07 remastered Gel-Lyte 3, if you take out the insole, you'll see it's actually board lasted underneath, which is a nice added touch. So the upper of the Gel-Lyte 3 sits atop this full-length EVA foam midsole, which is painted in this cream color. We have Asics branding featured on the lateral side, and encased within the heel of the shoe but not visible to the eye, there is Asics gel technology, which helps with impact protection and shock absorption. Finally, turning this pair over to the bottom, nothing special here, this is your typical Gel-Lyte 3 outsole, and in this case it's done in this tonal finish in this cream color. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, to me these fit pretty true to size, but they are a little bit snug around this midfoot area right here. So just like all the other previous 07 remastered Gel-Lyte 3s, the length and the width of the shoe are fine. The issue is closing up the tongue. So because I have a bit of a higher instep on my left foot, I find it actually a little bit difficult to close the flaps of the tongue. So when I'm wearing these, you can see a little bit of the socks that I'm wearing through the cracks down the middle. So it's kind of a tricky shoe to get the correct sizing with, but I feel like if you don't have a really high instep and you don't have a really wide foot, sticking true to size should be perfectly fine. I didn't feel any discomfort around the pinky toe area, and lengthwise there was just over an index finger's width between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe, which in my opinion is perfectly fine. Moving on to the comfort, so these are actually quite comfortable. I've said this in all my past Gel-Lyte 3 reviews, but there's something about the foam that they use. It feels a little bit more soft than a typical EVA foam, and because of that, it's actually quite a comfortable shoe for everyday casual use. If you prefer a shoe that's a little bit more on the softer side, that has a bit more of that pillowy feel, then this Gel-Lyte 3 is going to be a great option. And the upper, it goes without saying, this is a very soft suede, so there's really no real break-in time required, other than maybe around the midfoot area, and hopefully with more wear, this area will break in and allow you to close up the tongue flaps a little bit tighter. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, material quality I have to say was outstanding. All the suedes used on the shoe really felt premium, and none of the suedes used on the shoe felt synthetic, so I was very, very pleased with this. And from a build and craftsmanship standpoint, it was almost perfect. There were some small issues like some long threads that I had to trim down myself, but other than that, I thought the panels were pretty consistent. It wasn't like the panel on my left foot was a lot higher than the right foot, for example, so things pretty much lined up symmetrically, which was great. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you, and let's show you guys how these look. This, I have to say, is an absolutely beautiful colorway of the Gel-Lyte 3. Regardless of the fact that it is in collaboration with Ronnie Fieg and Kith, I think just looking at the colorway in itself, I love what they did with the color choices and the color blocking. It's not too over the top, but at the same time we have a good amount of color variation. So I think the pink, the peaches, these purple brown tones, they really mesh well together. And then having this tonal cream midsole and outsole together, it really lets the upper of the shoe be the star of the show. So this is definitely going to be a shoe that I'm cherishing in my collection. I honestly can't wait to rock these. And I'm curious to see how Kith is going to roll out the actual release of this pair, being that it's invite only. So I'm just as curious as you guys are. And I'm also curious to know what you guys think about this pair. So drop a comment down below, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And you can follow me on my social media channels, on Instagram at esco8, on X or Twitter at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. I want to give a huge thank you one more time to Ronnie Fieg. Thank you so much for sending me over this pair. These will forever be a special pair in my collection, so thank you once again. And for everyone else, thank you so much for your continued love and support. Thank you for all the love and for always watching my videos, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.